What's up, friends? This is Jazz, bringing you another Pokemon Crimson Fury recap review, Chapter 7, Opening Day. Now, we begin with the group making their way to Pocus Town to register for the Arcana League. And we go over their teams again in a way, which again we've known from the last few chapters. The one thing I'm noting that is how they talk about Zura being a mischief maker, and that she's afraid, Addison's afraid to bring her out of the Pokeball because she doesn't want any trouble. But on the talk of the Pokemon League, they kind of stumble a bit of a hurdle. The line. I mean, my gosh, it was going all the way through town, and Matt and Ryan are like, oh, we're never getting to the commencement ceremony, with this line. Like, it's like at least, 1,000 or more people, and they have to find the back of the line. Addie, fortunately, does not have to worry about this because she's not registered for the league. She's going to go for the Queen of Arcana. So she just goes to try to find a spot for herself. And Matt and Ryan try to find the back of the line, which they do. And it looks like it's going to be a long haul for them until the guy who's looking for names, he's getting the names and giving them the numbers, right? He asks everyone's name naturally. And when they say they're Matt and Ryan Kinston, again, I don't know why I have trouble pronouncing the name, but that's just the way it comes out. I'm sorry, man. 64. Sometimes I can't say it, sometimes I can. But anyway, my point being is the guy taking the names says, well, that changes everything. You come with me. And of course, everyone in line is groaning like, oh, why do they get to go ahead? And the guy takes him to the Pokemon Center. Takes him right to the Pokemon Center, tells him to wait, and then comes out saying someone's looking for you at the top of the, what is it? It's the observatory or something. Turns out it is Robert Kingston, their father and one of the 10 gym leaders in Arcana. He tells them that he has pre-registered them already, and he has their badge case, their wallet, and their IDs, but he wants to have a serious talk with him. He sits them down, and says, just because you realize that every gym leader here is your family, right? Yes, they know that. Well, he's like, just because you're family with the gym leaders, don't expect them to go easier on you. If anything, him and their grandmother discussed it, and that they're going to go twice as hard on them as they would any other trainer. Now, Ryan is like, well, of course, obviously, right, he's having no problem with that, but Matt seems to be stewing on this. Well, not just stewing, he is angry at first, saying, you think I'm going to let the Kingston name down, right? He's mad that his father assumes they're going to bring down the family name, and that isn't all the case with Robert. He just wants to know that everyone thinks that Kinstons are privileged, and he wants them to know that, it's hard to explain. Sometimes, it takes me a while to even get it, right? What he said, I had to reread it several times, that he just wants the world to know that it's not that case. They have skill, they have talent, they want to show the world that. So he wants them to be perfectly capable of taking on what's going on ahead. So if they can take down the gym leaders when they go the hardest on them, then they're ready, for the world. That, what the world has to offer. And that is understandable. And and Ryan seems to get that. But Matt is still just, after his original outburst, is just to himself, which, again, is not completely normal in Ryan's eyes, and he's concerned as though I would know if I was no right. So let's get off that depressing note for a minute. They get to the commencement league. Before I go on to that, back to the character of the guy registering everyone. He's going to be important in like a minute. They make it to, the commencement ceremony, which that guy who takes the names goes up as the commentator, which again, something funny that I noticed is last chapter or so, Michael wasn't his best, right? And they all thought Cameron might be taking on his role as the opening MC in a way. But I guess they ended up busy, so the whole commentator, which with such vigor, may I tell you, saying, well, the Elite Four might be a little late, they're tending to something, and Michael is bedridden. So he says, so it's up to me to be your host in opening the ceremony. And suddenly, a big dragon goes around Rhaegar, and suddenly whooshes in with Michael jumping off, saying, welcome everyone. I'm sorry. Well, not exactly those words, but I mean, I just laughed there, thinking, well, there goes that guy's hopes and dreams of showing a great show, because Michael just took it from him. I'm sorry. I just find that hilarious. Again, that's my own mindset, my own process. I mean, I definitely don't think that is what was going on through his head. I mean, I don't know. But could you just picture what was going on through that's one thing I wish, that the more minor characters had thought processes, rather than just talking, because could you picture being all excited, saying, oh, this is my chance, to shine, and suddenly the real star shows up like, you're not needed after all. Like, I just would have loved to hear his thought process as his show was taken from him by Michael. But anyway, back to the real serious matter at hand. He goes on and he talks about, like, the history, how the league was about 299 years. It was this 299, league. And almost 300 years ago, his very distant relative, Lewis Kinston, thought, oh, they should all get together and, fight. And he talks about the history. Then he talks about each of the gym leaders, which I'll do my best to remember them all. There was Tori or Victoria, Aaron, Greg, Daniel, Billy, John, Robert, Madeline, Shannon, and Renee. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I think I got most of them. Hallelujah. Guys, just to let you know right now, you are not getting a picture for every one of those gym leaders right now. No. The only one you're practically getting is Robert. And you've gotten that earlier when I was talking about him. I will get to the pictures of each of the gym leaders as they become more important. So, because I'm not doing all that in this chapter, because it's hard enough the fact that I just remember most of the names. Let alone, the pictures. So, he says about each gym and, like, where it is, and again, I'm not thinking of all the names of the towns right now. I'll bring that as it comes. Lucky I remembered the gym leaders' names. But he brings up the town's names and the gym leaders, and what you'll get if you defeat those gym leaders. He also says that not only do you need at least 8 of the 10 gym badges, but you need an endorsement, I think, from the Queen of Arcana. I believe it's what it is. You need that endorsement on top of the 8 or 10 badges to have a chance to be in the league. Everyone else can go as spectators, but they cannot enter the challenge if they don't have those 2 requirements. So, again, I'm sorry, I still am visualizing that guy who lost his MC position to Michael. Okay, I'm done. So, he gets Rhaegar to end the ceremony with, a nice little flaming star, and then rewards him with a Piper Poffin. And after that, Michael and Addie and Ryan, Matthew, and Addie come and visit Michael up on the stage, and he gives them advice, and he says, well, again, do your best. They're not going easy, like, you know, like, prove me, make me proud. And they all agree that they will. He gives them advice to go to Craft Terrence, which that's one of the names, that's Tori's gym. But also to collect some bug or grass Pokemon along the way in the woods, because that will help later in their journey. And then he just goes, right? And they're discussing, like, what they're going to do a little bit. Like, he does also say to Addison, that's where you register for the Queen of Arcana contest. And Addie and Ryan agree that it's a good idea to go catch more Pokemon, and Matthew's just, well, they all agree, but Matthew's more, again, brewing in some way, shape, or form. He was a little bit better than he was when his father was talking to him, because all the ceremony, you know, distracted him, right? But he's still just in there, you know, like, do they think we're going to let him down? Like, do they think I'm not good enough? Like, in some ways I can see and understand what Matt is feeling here, because he is prideful already. He wants to be strong, and he's prideful, and when his father had that conversation with him, he's like, does he think I'm not good enough to make to honor the family name, to make them proud? Like, I mean, I could understand, like, what it's like to be, like, I can't fully empathize, because I've never been that type of person, right? I've never been prideful, but I can understand from his point of view, how, with his personality, how he would be affected by that. And, again, I know far more than I let on, because I've read the other chapters of this series, and the other chapters of the future series, so I know where everyone's path is going. So as I go on further, I will talk more about those particular situations and how I feel. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel and like what you see, please subscribe and help this channel a lot. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so you'll know when new videos are coming out. And I'll see you guys in my next video.